G'day folks, it's the Meeple Monkey here again with another live stream for you, and it's the last bonus episode, the last episode of our series of the 12 days of Christmas here with the Meeple Monkey. Even though this is technically, I guess, day 13, this is our bonus episode, and we're basically here just to do our prize draw. So thank you to all the folks that entered the competition for the minis from Mars Santa Claus homebrew. Yeah, today or this evening, depending on where you are, we're going to be hosting that giveaway or that prize draw. So yeah, that's the name of the game. I did want to just welcome back to the show our good faithful friend here, Galactus, unpainted Chibi Galactus. He was sort of replaced towards the end of the series, but don't worry, he's still around and very valued, and he's very happy because he has his, see if we can get him in here, Turbo Man. I forgot to ask Andrew Fantasia today if he got the reference to Turbo Man, if he knows where that's from. I'll have to ask him again another time. But thank you to Chibi Galactus for all the help he's given us. Now, though, we have to welcome the man of the hour, and that is just to show folks what they could have a chance of winning here. And if you missed out on the competition, he is available from the Minis from Mars Etsy store. So this is sculpted by none other than Minis from Mars or Dan. And yeah, fantastic model. And that what we're looking at today, the prize we're looking at today, is going to include that model, unpainted, of course, but we will also have the villain, so it includes the dashboard and the cards as well for that. And also we have this bag of goodies in here, all the tokens. At the store, you can order this with the tokens as just cubes, wooden cubes, colored wooden cubes, but you can also get them as these translucent, present shaped and coal shaped little tokens as well. So you get all of that included, and I'll just show you. So what we're looking at, these are the prizes here. So they'll come in these little boxes, and yep, so they'll have the packaging there, and you'll have, hopefully you can see this, you'll have your cards and your baggies and the dashboard in there as well. So fantastic. We've got 2 of those to give away. And just before we give those away, I did in the Google form, I did put up some questions. They weren't compulsory, because a lot of them were about, what are your favorite things that you've enjoyed with season 3? And I understand that season 3 hasn't reached everyone yet, or maybe people just didn't back season 3. So I thought, I'd ask those questions just for a bit of fun, but I didn't want to make them compulsory. But I thought it'd be nice just as a little final wrap up for the whole season, for the whole 12 days of Christmas, just to share people's thoughts about what they've been enjoying. So let's go through that. So we have the first question I asked was, the 2 questions were to do with pleasant surprises. So what was something that, because we've talked, we've had a whole almost half a year or so to talk about it here on the channel with season 3, and I've asked different people and stuff, what their favorites have been, and I've shared my favorite sort of things. I think I have anyway. But what I want to focus on today was pleasant surprises. So things that were like, oh, you weren't expecting this one to be as good. So for example, one I can think off the top of my head was like the scrolls, and the shield agents. Actually, that whole box set of the Secret Invasion box set, I was really surprised by how much fun I had with that. I wasn't thinking that was going to be one of my favorites, but it was quite good. I wouldn't necessarily say it was my favorite stuff from season 3, but I was very pleasantly surprised. So that's what this question was about. So yeah, we had lots of answers here. So for the heroes, the first question was about what heroes have impressed you. And there's some interesting things here, because I haven't looked at some of these things myself, whether on camera or off. Like some of these, I just have not played with at all. And the first one is Morbius. So someone said that they liked Morbius, and what really interests me is that the reason they gave was that they said one of the reasons was the art was really nice, and I think the art throughout the whole game is really nice too. So I can't argue with that. But they said that Morbius has like a little health management mini game built into his deck. So I'm really interested to see that. I really like those villains that have, heroes that have like within the deck, because the hero decks themselves can be quite simple. And as much as I just love playing with the system and stuff, and I don't really need my characters to be super thematic, and hence I like my double wilds. But I do like when there's like a little sort of bit of a synergy going on in the deck, and I've talked about, I really love when designers like Dave and um, Nelly are able to put like these really synergistic sort of like systems within a hero deck. It sounds like maybe Morbius has something like that, so I'm really interested in that. G'day, Len. Oh, and I forgot to give the shout out. Sorry. Hi, Len. Len has just posted. I got sort of distracted. I was going to start this video a little a little while ago, Len, but I saw your video popped up and I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was just really interested in this playthrough. So Len has just posted a playthrough for it's like a little roll and write version of Zombicide, like a little solo. I don't know if it's solo, but like a little sort of like small light game sort of thing. It looks really fun. So check that out. I think it's called Zombicide Gear Up, and there's a playthrough on Dice It Up Gaming. So check that out because I quite enjoyed the playthrough. Morbius is great. Yeah, that's Martin saying Morbius. Hello, Martin, saying Morbius is great. And apologies, I can't really remember because I didn't ask everyone to answer everything. The questions kind of came in higgledy-piggledy, so I've kind of lost track of who was saying which. So I don't know if Martin, if you were the one saying that you loved Morbius, but it sounds like he's really cool. And yeah, no worries, Len. Definitely, guys, go check out Len's channel, Dice It Up Gaming. Some good playthroughs there, especially that Sinister Six battle as well. A little while ago, you did there too. That was good. Also, I want to go back and watch the. I think you've done a review. I don't know if you've done a playthrough of the Drop Bears one. I want to see that too if you've done a playthrough. Anyway, I digress. So Morbius, that was one. Husk, someone liked Husk, and I know Dave would probably be happy to hear that because I think he likes that era of the X-Men heroes that are some of the newer ones, and Husk is one of those. And someone was saying that they were really didn't know much about Husk, but found that their powers came really in handy. So that sounds like a fun one. And I know she's one of those ones that has like, yeah, she can take the different layers of skin off, and she's always like a different power underneath, sort of thing. And that does look like a fun sort of thing. Trying to time when to use the right abilities at the right time, sort of thing. Looks like fun as well. And Martin says yes, Morbius. He loves a bit of Morbin time, so that's good. And someone also said they loved Cosmic Ghost Rider. They thought Cosmic Ghost Rider was really fun. And their reason was, I loved this. They just said, baby Thanos, enough said. So I thought that was really cool as well. And I must agree, there's not much more you need to say about Cosmic Ghost Rider than baby Thanos. And I copied it for Super Scroll Hero. Well, there you go. See, iteration from the homebrew community is sometimes a great compliment to the original designs and stuff as well. Or sometimes we do it totally by accident. I know I've done that a bit with, like, for example, the Baroness was a bit of a funny one like that. And someone said that they were surprised by Sentry, how much they liked Sentry. And I could see that too. Like Sentry might seem like one either I think from a lot of different perspectives, because he's such a powerful hero in the comics, right? So I can see people like sort of maybe thinking he's just going to be too powerful and a bit sort of overpowered, and maybe he's more more not finicky, but more like nuanced to use, sort of thing. But I could also see people maybe being turned off by that the Void deck, and having to sort of like have that risk reward thing of like, oh, you get all these powerful abilities, but you're gonna have to sort of pay for it with these negative effects from the Void deck. So I'm not sure that person, when they were talking about the Sentry, like what it was that surprised them or pleasantly surprised them about Sentry, but I can see that. And in fact, I used the Sentry just today for the first time, I think, as a hero, and I played against Moonstone for the first time. I sort of just treated myself to a little game of Marvel United, not filming it, no expectations, just having a little game just before starting to get ready for this as well. And yeah, but I picked poor old Moonstone. I picked a team with. I was like, oh, I feel like in a spacey mood today, so I grabbed like Sentry, and not that I know any of these characters, but they all have like floating capes and they look like they're from cosmic sort of stuff. So it was like Sentry, Gladiator, I think Cosmic Ghost Rider, because I think I'd read that comment about Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I was like, oh yeah, baby Thanos, yeah, I'll go Cosmic Ghost Rider up against Moonstone, and she seemed pretty cool. I was when I pulled her out, I thought, oh, you know who I haven't played and hadn't thought about at all for a while is that Moonstone lady. I always get her mixed up with like Dark Star and all these different ones. I thought, let's get her out and see what she's all about. And I was really impressed. Like she's got this cool flip card thing on her dashboard and all sorts of stuff. But poor Moonstone, she just had a bad run of like, just had these powerful characters. And she just had a bad run of like, she had these particular things, her abilities could have actually caused me a lot of problems, but it just the timing of her, just like every time, like she could have hit me with a thing that damaged heroes with special effects cards I didn't have any in hand, and every time she wanted to do the opposite, like I did have them in, like it was just I had it was just a good run of like it was like one of those perfect games where everything goes so perfectly it sort of ends before you know it, sort of thing. So I'll have to. I quite liked her villain design, so I'd like to go back and play against her with like a maybe street level team hero or something like that, and um, see if she's like a bit more of a got a bit more threat to her, sort of thing. But that was cool. Um, Now, someone else said that they liked Elsa Bloodstone. I think I've used Elsa Bloodstone before, and she was pretty cool. I think she's got quite a good, from memory, her equipment card I think is quite good. I could be getting that wrong, but I think that's right. Agent Venom, he was one as I was scrolling through looking for inspiration today, I saw him on the shelf and thought, I don't think I've used him. I'd like to try him one day. So seeing this on the list, I was like, oh yeah, Agent Venom's cool. And someone said Loki. And I don't think I've played with Hero Loki yet either. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I've played so many games, I just forget what I've used and what I haven't used. But I know I definitely used Kid Loki the other day, and that's something I'm about to drop on the channel very shortly. And I was very pleasantly surprised by Kid Loki and what's in that deck of his. I was like, what? Every time I drew a card, I'm like, is this right? Has he got this many of this type of cards sort of thing? But yeah, Kid Loki was a lot of fun too. So yes, and also somewhat elf-like, some might say, and that may be a reason I chose to use him in this particular battle that I'm about to drop. So yeah, a little elf Loki. Then the season 3 villains that people were really impressed with. Emperor Doom came in with 2 votes, so Emperor Doom really impressing, and he's one of those ones, along with Immortus, I think it is, that I'm super surprised that I haven't played yet. Like I was really excited about those 2, and I really love the Doom model on the chair, even though the person pointed out that they've kind of mixed up. Like the thing that they were really excited about was how well the story has been implemented, and this makes me think it might be Martin, because I know he loves his story, and he's super impressed by, say, for example, Diversion Architect's ability to tell a story through a villain design and stuff as well. So I was like, is this Martin saying that he likes Emperor Doom? But also pointing out that, and I think people have pointed this out before, that the artwork that they've done for Emperor Doom is God Emperor Doom, not Emperor Doom, but they still liked the battle anyway and thought it was a really cool implementation of the Emperor Doom storyline. So that there you go. It was it was Martin. So yeah, I'm really excited. I can't tell you. I think it's just because I've had requests on the early days. I was like trying to film something from every box, and then I was having requests and stuff, and then I started doing back and forth with the homebrew stuff again. And yeah, I guess it just hasn't come up with those guys. But I'm interested to play those couple of villains from that multiverse core set. And speaking of multiverse core set, someone else said Maestro, because he's super tough, and I can certainly I remember he was a tough fight, and I think yeah, he's a tough fight, but he doesn't feel like so punishingly tough that it's unfair, or like a vulture sort of thing. He just was a good tough fight that you sort of have to think hard, and if you do win it, you feel like you deserve it, because you haven't just lucked out. You feel like you've done well to do that. And I just wanted to say as well, besides Martin, I should say someone else. I can't remember who. I'm not sure who it was, but someone else did vote for Emperor Doom. So I mentioned that two people voted for him. So I want to make sure that I give that other person a shout out. So good work, guys. You've obviously got similar tastes. Doom takes over the world. Hunger ends. No more violence. Oh, it sounds amazing. Everyone is obedient, and the Avengers snap out of it and get into his philosophical debate. It's better to have okay. Is it better to have a perfect world or one where we have free choice, maybe, or something like that? Okay, without free will, there you go. Or go for free will but flawed people. Interesting. Oh, that sounds pretty cool. And I wonder, what aspect of Doom they're going to tap into for the movies as well. That's going to be an interesting sort of thing with Doom, because Doom's kind of one of those guys at the moment. That whole internet thing of like these younger generations discovering someone like Bill Murray or like Jeff Goldblum, and like putting him on these pedestals for like 6 months, where they're like everything is memes about Jeff Goldblum and what a great guy he is, or like all these stories about Bill Murray and how, I met him in a cafe once and he like shouted everyone a beer, or a coffee or whatever, like they sort of fixated on a particular like obscure sort of star from the past or whatever, and all of a sudden they become the new thing sort of thing, and it kind of revitalizes their career and stuff for a little bit, if they can sort of harness it. And Doom kind of feels like that to me in the comics, because I'm always seeing these like posts about how awesome Doom is, um, and a bit like Chuck Norris, like Chuck Norris can, Chuck Norris yawned and like the mountains ran away or whatever, like all these sorts of like things. And I see a lot of these posts about Doom, like that sort of thing. So, but I'm loving it. So, but I'm interested to see like not just the meme worthiness of Doom, but like I don't know much about him actually in the storylines and the comics and stuff like that. So he seems like an interesting one to learn more about. But I do love him in the Marvel United game as well. He's a pretty fun one to use. I'm looking forward to when Doom comes out. Yeah, yeah. I also really liked Doom, the video game, back in the day. That was that was a good video game, wasn't it? That was like revolutionary. We just got used to Wolfenstein 3D, and then Doom like hit the hit the way, or hit the stores, or no, it didn't really hit the stores, did it? Because it was like shareware or something, wasn't it? Chuck Norris once been in a gas tank of a truck. Now that's how that's how Optimus Prime was born. That's amazing. Oh, you know what? I really enjoyed Transformers One. I think it was called, the movie recently. Great origin story for the Transformers and stuff like that. But that story would give it a run for its money. I've got to say, Martin, that could have been. Oh, imagine, yeah, that could have been a really good story. um, let's keep going though. Someone that hadn't played said they were looking forward, though. I think this might have been Sin, because I think he's sent his collection off to get painted. So he hasn't actually played with anything yet, but he was saying he's looking forward to Spot. And I think that as long as you're after like a fun, random sort of fight, I don't think that'll disappoint. It's a super fun one. He's a funny. I really enjoyed him in that comic, not comic, in that movie the other day. Um, I say the other day, it was like a year ago or something, wasn't it? And he's looking forward to diving into like all the mix and mash sort of stuff of the Sinister Six assembled, and what they can do to revitalize that Sinister Six fight as well. So two great things. I don't think you'll be disappointed by either of those. So yeah, but I wonder what things will surprise you though. So those are two things you're looking forward to, which is excellent. But I wonder what things you might not be looking forward to that jump up at you and knock you over the back of the head. Okay, that got a bit dark there, didn't it? All right, so maximum. Talking about dark, someone really enjoyed the maximum carnage mode, they said. So I think that's that challenge you can add, where I haven't really looked into it, but I get the impression that you have you sort of like add carnage to a regular battle with other villains or something, and then he sort of travels around or something as a threat or something, and then like if something happens, he gets flipped and like added as the villain, takes over as the villain or something like that. I'm not really sure, but uh Sounds cool. So it sounds like someone was really impressed by that. So that's really cool. And then Galactus. It's good to hear Galactus getting a bit of a shout out here because he's been copping a bit of a beating in the social media space and the Discord and stuff. And whether or not rightly or not, but people saying he's not very good. But I thought he was really fun, and so I'm glad someone was pleasantly surprised by him. Um, Maybe they used a super powerful team like I did. So that's cool. Dark Carnage Challenge is such an elegant added puzzle. Oh, that sounds good. Okay. Okay, I'll have to try that. You know who else I haven't tried that's a big name? I haven't tried Null. Null was a big one. I think I think I've held off on Null because I knew about the thing. I was hoping that someone in the homebrew community would make improved cards, and I think Dave's done that. So I'm going to have to print off those improved cards that even though you could just it's easy enough just to remember that those couple of cards have BAMs on them, but it's not the point. I want proper ones, so that's cool. And the last person that answered, oh no, sorry, the second last person that answered this said that they really enjoyed the Cabal fight, which is great to hear because, in fact, Cabal is one of those ones I was planning on playing as like one of the ones I was really excited to play, and from the very beginning, I've always been like, oh, I'll do the Cabal fight. And then I'm like, oh, no, someone's requested this. Oh, I'll do the Cabal fight. Oh, no, wait, someone's requested this one. And, or I'll do the Cabal fight. And it's like, oh, no, but I would kind of like to use that. So I'll do that first and then I'll do the Cabal. So I just keep pushing it back. But I really, really want to do the Cabal fight. So um, I have no idea whether it's hard or easy or boring or fun or whatever it might be. But at least one person here was pleasantly surprised by it. So that's pretty cool. It's one of those ones I'm like US agent and stuff. I was like, oh, I like what they're trying to push the boundaries with here. Like this could bode well for other designs and homebrew designs and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, looking forward to that one with interchangeables. Like who's the star of villain and who are the other ones? I think. Oh no, I was going to say, Martin, did you do a homebrew thing where you modified the Cabal with like an extra sort of whodunit sort of thing, or was that the Winter Guard or the Winter Soldiers or whatever they're called? Yeah, I forget. You did something the other day that sort of I'm thinking maybe it was Cabal. No, Dark Avengers. Dark Avengers maybe is what I'm thinking. Unless it's Cabal. I don't know. Let us know. You did something where you added like a find the culprit or unmask the fraud, something to do with fraud, maybe spot the fraud or something like that. That was, but yeah, that sounds cool as well. All right, and the final question before we get into the prize draw was homebrew. It was a homebrew based one, so this wasn't so much like which thing is pleasantly surprised you, but more just like what have you tried out and what have you enjoyed, sort of thing. So someone said that they really liked the Mikhail Rasputin treatment that Dave was able to give that character, and again, story-wise. So again, I'm guessing this was had it a mission? Dark Avengers. There you go. You haven't tried that. Oh, you haven't tried the Cabal yet? Yep, me either. They could be good. They could be bad, but someone here says that they're good. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mikhail Rasputin. Again, I think Martin, this was you because again, you mentioned the story and how well he's able to craft the story and the arc of the story through the way that you sort of work through the threats and how the threats are interconnected and that sort of thing. So, and I remember that being really impressed by that too. I think that was when Dave was first I was first being introduced to Dave's designs, and he'd made Sugarman, he'd made Abyss, and Mikhail's one, and that's where it clicked for me that Dave's skill was really in creating these great stories through his villains, sort of thing. And yeah, I can't agree more. Someone had a few people mention the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles homebrew from Luki 19 and Divided Sky. So one person said they dabbled with that and thought it was really well made, and another person said that they would like to try that. They just sort of missed out on that. That group buy sort of thing. But and I mentioned this the other day too, but I'd like to point out that as far as I'm aware, you can, if you go to the Discord and maybe in the not Board Game Geek, the Simon United Facebook page, I think it might be there as well. But those files are available to print yourself if you've got the money to either home print them, like just like on paper or whatever, or professional print them if you want to go that route. But there are those files. I don't know if all of the latest characters and stuff are available in those files. I believe they are. Again, I don't know if all of the locations. I think there are 6 locations 6 locations. Um, I don't know if all of that. I don't know if it all is available, but I know that at least a good chunk of it, they did post up those things. Like, so it's not like you have to pay to get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle things in terms of like a Patreon or anything like that. I think it's all up there available to print, and it's up to you to sort of find a way to print it, I believe. Yes, so that's cool. But that is a good homebrew. I like the TMNT stuff. Someone here said that they've tried Blob, the solo Blob villain. So Blob normally in the official stuff is he's tied to that 3 villain fight with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. You can't actually sort of just use him by himself, but now you can, because it was actually Derek from Kanji Studios. One of his many villain designs um, was all 3 of those Brotherhood characters. So he's made a solo Toad, which I really enjoyed, a solo Pyro, which I can't remember if I've played yet, and a solo, I've definitely printed it out, but a solo Blob, which I played as well. And it seems like such a simple fight, and it seems like it might be an annoying fight too, because he's quite tough. But the way that it goes about it is such an interesting, and I think he's done something, I forget, I think he's done something where it's really important to focus on the civilians and the thugs, and not let that slide as well. So I think it creates this really interesting puzzle of how you go about fighting him. Yeah, I remember being pleasantly surprised by Blob in how much more interesting a fight I thought he was than what he looks like on paper. I think Kanji's done a really good job with that. Because yeah, his Toad I really like for its just zany bounce around nature. It's like, boom 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 boom, a bit like Spot in that regard. Whereas Blob, I quite admire the design for the puzzle that it creates, and it's quite a thoughtful battle I found for one that seems like just a punch the big guy until he goes down sort of thing. It's quite a thoughtful one. So that's cool to hear. And Hydro Man was Andrew Fantasia's design based on the Spider-Man villain, and I believe this might have been Andrew making this choice because he said he's played Hydro Man and Blob, and he's a bit biased about which one he likes best, sort of thing. So I thought that was pretty funny, funny answer. And we've got someone said they really liked. Again, Derek is getting a shout out here. His Mephisto, yeah, his Mephisto is quite a cool one where you can. He's got this little. I think he's got like a little track. Sort of thing. And he's kind of like, from memory, you're kind of like making a deal with him, sort of thing. I don't even remember if he's got health or something. It's a different sort of fight. To quite a cool, and I think to your point, Martin, I think it's one that tells a good story about Mephisto. So I don't know if it tells a particular comic storyline of Mephisto, but I think it just captures the essence of Mephisto and what he's all about. It tells that story. I think that's quite a fun thing to do with Marvel United when I'm making my villains. Is I think, do I want to tell like a storyline from the comics, or do I want to tell the essence of this character? Like there's um, 2 different ways I sort of like often go about it, sort of thing. If I can't think of a good storyline, interesting storyline, I'll go the character out. And sometimes if I'm like, I can't think of an interesting story just to tell with the character of this, I'll look for the storyline, sort of thing. So that was cool. Another funny answer was Rick. Rick was saying his favorite was Ravencroft, and because of course his design, the Ravencroft breakout, which was the Marvel sort of version of what we're looking at with the upcoming DC Superheroes United Arkham. I think it's Arkham Asylum breakout mode as well. So that's quite a fun mode too. So I really liked that. And I think that's all the answers there. So we have gone through all your responses. So thank you very much, guys, for answering those and just having a bit of fun with it and that sort of thing. And I'm glad there's characters that have pleasantly surprised you. That's really cool. At the time, he blocks one of the symbol on every turn. Oh, that's Mephisto, right? He's got that little chart that goes across, and it goes from symbol to symbol, and like he hampers your progress because he's like messing with your symbols and stuff. So you got to time it right, get your symbols out of the way when he's not messing with them, sort of thing. So I think that's right. I think that's what Mephisto does. But it's time to do our prize draw. So we've got 2 copies of the Santa Claus homebrew to give away. So good luck to everyone. And let's have a look here. I'll just go to my arch nemesis here, the present screen mode, and we'll go share screen. Yes, and we will do. Let's see. Where's the spinny wheel? Here it is. I think this is it. Just make sure I'm showing the right thing here. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. Well, there's a little ad going on over here. All right, so let's check it out. We've got all the names there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Yep, that's correct. So everyone who's entered, you should see. You should see your name here. So hopefully everything is present and correct there. We've got all our names on the wheel and we will spin. So good luck, everybody. I don't know if you can see me doing this because I can't see anything, but all I can see is the wheel, but we're going to do this. So we're going to spin this twice. So here we go. Good luck. Here's the first spin. All right. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Who's it going to be? It looks like Drew J has got the staying power here. Yep, there we go. So, congratulations, Drew J. Nice. So we'll get one. In fact, I'll let me write these down so I don't forget. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? We've got to redraw because I forgot who it was. So Drew J. Fantastic. And we will now remove Drew J from the running because now we will do our second one. So congratulations, Drew. I will get your email details there and get that out to you soon. I should also say I'm not sure what the deal is going to be in the next few days with Australia Post and stuff with Christmas and all this sort of stuff. So it might take a little bit longer for me to get that all sort of out to you guys, but as soon as I can, I'll get it on its way. So I'm hoping in between Christmas and New Year, there'll be a period where there's not too much problem with the post office. So we'll see how we go. And our second spin. So good luck, everybody. This is our second chance. Here we go. Is it going to be? Whoa! I was going to say, is it going to be JF? It is Vanessa. So well done, Vanessa. Well done. Wow, you just snuck in there. That was awesome. What a great finish there. So second is Vanessa. So congratulations to Drew and Vanessa. Some Santa fun coming your way, courtesy of Minis from Mars. That's all provided by them. Let's see, I'll just stop sharing now, and hopefully I'm back and everything's good. Looks like, oh, there's Dan. Hi, Dan. How you going? Thank you very much, Dan, for and thanks, Martin, there for the well wishes there. Congrats to the winners. So yeah, but thank you to Dan and Minis from Mars for providing those. They provided them free of charge, sort of thing. Sent them along with, of course, and my free copy as well. So I thank them very much for that as well. And with that, I was able to film a playthrough and everything, and paint that up for you guys to show it off and stuff. So yeah, and with that, thank you very much, all of you, for watching. These last few days, this for a couple of weeks, I guess, of these Meeple Monkey Christmas specials. Thanks so much for just watching throughout the year and being part of the community. I've had a lot of fun, and yeah, the fun continues. As soon as I finish this, I'm going to get online, and not online, but oh yeah, I guess I have to be online to do the internet stuff and upload the latest playthrough where we'll be showing off Santa Claus and the mission to essentially help him. He's a villain, but we're actually just trying to help him out. We're trying to help him save Christmas. And I've got a team that I hope you guys will enjoy, a somewhat northern-inspired, fairly elf-ish team. Thought would be cool. A bunch of elves trying to help him out. So I hope you'll like my picks for heroes, and I hope you'll like the battle. There's almost zero cheating in it. I'm pretty sure there's definitely one instance of cheating, but apart from that, it's pretty smooth gameplay. So you'll get a good sense for how the battle goes, and it's a lot of fun. So Dan, well done. Just like Andrew Fantasia, you waltz in, and Martin, you waltz into the homebrew community and just go, here you go. This is not that hard, guys. I've knocked out this awesome one, and I've done all the art, and I've and I've done all the template design. That's the other thing too. Check this out. I'm pretty sure he's used his own. Here we go. Can you? Oh gosh. Where? Oh, that's terrible. You know what I'm going to do? Sorry, Santa. I'm going to get rid of. Where's my settings? Virtual background. None. There we go. I'm back. Okay. There is. Look at this template here. I believe, I could be wrong, but I don't think this is Dave's, and I don't think this is Helios 23's. I think this is his own one. Is that right, Dan? And he's even put these little snow things and the little, look at this little guy here. So cool. And like the BAM, I believe that's his own BAM and stuff. So very cool. So yeah, awesome homebrew battle. And yeah, Dan, it makes it well, I hope it it made sense to me, but I hope I've interpreted it all right. So I really should have asked you more questions, but I thought I was pretty much getting it, sort of thing. So but yeah, big fun battle, and really every game I've played it has been down to the wire, and yeah, a lot of fun. And I've played with different teams, different sort of, and it plays pretty well with, like, the team of Wolverines I used the other day against Dakin, I actually used that same team. Although I think I might have, did I use Old Man Logan instead of X-23? I don't know, but I used a whole like Wolverine team, very punch heavy against him, and it still worked. It still came right down to the wire and stuff. And I've used a very different team in the actual playthrough. You guys will see, and that worked really well. So always right down to the wire. So yeah, good fun. And like I said, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Rick Nichols' Breakout, Ravencroft Breakout, in that you're given lots of little time-sensitive missions to go and get this done quickly while this situation's ideal, and this and that, and having to sort of and lots of ways to mitigate, like, okay, this is not perfect here, but we can fix it by doing this. So ways to use the movement attack heroic economy that's in the game normally in a different way. Like, yes, there are thugs and civilians, and yes, you can technically sort of attack them and stuff like that, but it's a very different main aim of the game. Again, you're not looking to take out the villain. Just yeah, very different style, but uses the system of Marvel United really well. So yeah, I thought it was excellent, especially for a first time. Is it your first time doing a homebrew, Dan? I did it from scratch since I was printing them and didn't want to step on anyone's toes. It's just amazing. I hope it made sense to me. Yeah. So, but yeah. So if you're yeah, I was interested. Is that your first time like doing homebrew? Like, have you done homebrew maybe for other games or things like that? But it seemed like you had a good sense for like game design. Like it works really smoothly. Did Cloak and Dagger Heroes a long time ago? Okay, but this was the first. Oh, I think you might have answered that on a previous. Sorry, I might have asked you this question the other day. I sort of have a memory of you saying you did Cloak and Dagger Heroes, unless maybe you told me in our just private chat. So maybe you told me about that on private chat. I've done some game design. Okay, excellent. Okay, very cool. But yeah, well, I can definitely see the pedigree there, because it's fantastic. It's really solid stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend it, guys. I got a free copy. Dan's a mate. He's a member of the Meeple Monkey Facebook community page, but I still stand behind that. It's a great homebrew, well worth it. And yeah, and lucky Drew and Vanessa, it'll be winging its way towards you, maybe on the round trip from Santa tonight. maybe you'll hop on the back and get to you that way, sort of things. But yeah, so awesome. Well, congratulations to Drew. Congratulations to Vanessa. Thanks to everyone who's entered. Thanks to everyone who's stuck around, and thanks for joining us in the chat here and that sort of thing as well. And I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. For those that celebrate, I hope you all just have a really nice holiday season. If you've got time off, I hope you're enjoying it. Whatever you're doing, whether it's with family or just putting your feet up. I hope you're having a nice time, and all the best for the new year. I don't know if I'll post anything, obviously, but besides this Santa battle, I don't know if I'll be posting anything in between the new year or not. We'll have to see how I go. But if I don't see you guys, or speak to you guys before then, all have a happy New Year as well, and we'll see you down the trail. So Merry Christmas all. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. And I'm super happy with how everybody's taken this these 12 days of Christmas and got into the spirit of it all. And I hope it's been a fun ride. So awesome, guys. Meeple Monkey out. See ya. Bye. And I hope you get lots of cool presents too. Bye, guys.